The college football experience, Kent State Golden Flashes 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Well, I don't got the brain man cold,
but they're counting down 765.
Well, I don't got the brain man cold,
but they're counting down 765.
This is Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Kent State Golden Flashes 2025 season preview episode. And I thought I would leave the best for last. YouTube.com/the college experience. This is 136. Saban, Nick Saban, Don James, Jack Lambert, Julian Edelman, Joshua Cribbs, Dree Archer, OJ Santiago, Eugene Baker, Bob Halen. You can go on and on and on. Football would not be the same without the Kent State Golden Flashes. And that's what the fuck we're talking about right now. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swing and Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, tailless pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Woo! We are here. We are here. Let's start the damn slideshow, all right? Because look at those fire-ass uniforms. Kent State, you got history. You got fire-ass uniforms. So what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. You got a head coach, and he looks like the dude out of Parker Lewis back in the day. Mark Carney. How you doing, Mark Carney? Life gives you opportunities. And Mark Carney certainly got the opportunity that probably he would have not gotten had it not been, or at least for a while. He was the offensive coordinator, former Fordham quarterback, back in 98 and 99, I believe. He is the interim head coach because Kenny Burns was essentially fired. Don't do a deep dive on that, by the way. Well, hashtag DGens only. But Mark Carney was basically thrown to the head coaching position in late March, early April. Yeah, he's got a tall order to try to get this thing. Look, here's the way to look at this, man. You got 1 year. 1 fucking year. And you could land they could make you a full-time coach or as a head coach, or maybe you could get another gig off of this. But he is the interim head coach. And unfortunately, His defensive coordinator that we thought was the defensive coordinator, Cody Morgan. He left for a positions coach in the FCS just a few weeks back. So you are also breaking in a brand new defensive coordinator. But hell, let's give Mark a shot. I mean, look, life, you get to coach in a place. You're going to be on live TV, Maction. You're going to be in a lot of like, take advantage of the moment, brother. Let's go, coach. Yeah, he's never been a head coach before. He has, I want to say, did Richmond win the national championship while he was there? I'm double checking right now. Yeah, he did. He was part of a championship team with the Richmond Spiders. Oh, he's a Dave Clawson guy. What did they stumble upon here? Okay, a bit intrigued. He was at Charlotte with Will Healy as well. But hey, maybe they got something. Maybe they found the diamond in the rough right there. Big Joe in the chat saying, how many games does he have to win to keep his job? 3? Yeah, maybe. I mean, we got to have a big conversation just on Kent State in general, because I find it kind of pathetic that they're not throwing more, like with their history. I find it kind of pathetic that they don't throw more money there. But we'll talk about that in a second. But Mark Carney, year 1, here we go. Kent Grit, baby. He is the offensive coordinator, saving some money there. Hell, maybe you can call the defense too. They were terrible on offense last year. 133rd in scoring offense, 125th in passing offense, 133rd or 132nd in rush offense, charting at the second worst offense in America a year ago. Okay. But this is where I remind you that he was not the offensive coordinator. But well, actually he was last year, but the year before he was just the tight ends coach. So I guess he is responsible for the second worst offense last year. They got 3 starters back. Deshaun Martin at the wide receiver spot, left tackle Garrett Masterson, and left guard Dustin Morrell. They hit the portal, but they didn't hit the portal like some would expect after they had a mass exodus when they got rid of Kenny Burns. I do like this. From one Fordham quarterback to another. And let's not forget the great Vince Lombardi is from Fordham. CJ Montez. He's good if you follow the FCS. That was a nice get. He was at a Power 5, or he was at an FBS school prior. I'm trying to remember where. That's a very good get. Jordan Newman from Minnesota. Not a bad running back get. And then these other ones. Well, offensive tackle Jamarcus Hill, Illinois State. Offensive tackle Junior Diallo from Emory and Henry. Love that shampoo. Offensive tackle Kyrick Mason from Georgia State. Offensive line Jeff Burton from Grand Valley State. Offensive line Rico Lexington Steele from Bowling Green. Offensive lineman Matthew Pahuste from Buffalo. I do think we should be mentioning that they lost a lot of guys in the portal. JD Sherrod, their quarterback, Illinois State, he left. Christian McCray, their wideout, to Michigan State. Their best offensive tackle, I think, to they lost a decent chunk on the offensive line. I'll put it like this: North Texas, UAB, Georgia State all came in swooping on their offensive line. How about their best defensive ends? Both going to Indiana and Kentucky. They also lost another defensive lineman to Washington State and Rutgers had their best linebacker go to Arkansas and James Madison. And there might have been a couple other ones I'm forgetting, but they lost a lot. So let's see. I like this Montez kid. I actually think they improved at the quarterback spot. Defensively, like I said, this guy's been on the job like what? 3 weeks. Because they're sitting DC left for a positions coach in the FCS. So Cherokee Valeria is the new defensive coordinator. 133rd in scoring defense, 133rd in pass defense, 113th in rush defense charting at the second worst defense in America. Kent State is. Now they return 3 guys. Mason Woods at the linebacker spot. Kanan Williams at the linebacker spot. And safety Tevin Tucker. All right. Let's see what we can do from here because the portal gives and the portal takes. They go out and land Jamon Mathis on the defensive line at the defensive end spot from the Salukis of Southern Illinois. Defensive lineman Thomas Aiden from these Pitt Panthers. Defensive lineman Jelani Davis from Southern. Linebacker Trent Whalen from the Thunderbirds of Southern Utah. Then they just loaded up. They bring in Muhammad, the corner from UTEP, and then 3 safeties in Stockstill, Barnes, and Cross from West Florida, Western Michigan, and Lafayette. Yeah, I'd say, it'd be nice if you had your defensive coordinator. We'll see how this works. I tend to think the defense will be worse because we have 136 teams. There were 134 last year. So I tend to think the defense is going to be a little bit worse, which is almost impossible to do. Now the offense, I like the quarterback and running back spot. I actually think the quarterback and running back spot are improved. But the problem is I don't think the offensive line is improved. So that makes it a little tricky here. I'll stay. They stay. Give me a slight improvement. Slight improvement. Shout out to Joe. Hey, Joe Hackney, my guy. How you doing, brother? Thanks for all the content, Dundee. If you haven't seen ECU Love, Vince McMahon put Bob Costas in his place in 2001. It's worth your time. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it doesn't mean that I didn't see it back then. Anyway, let's smash these picks all season, brother. Let's go. So yeah, I'm gonna say they get worse on defense and on offense. Slight improvement. I don't know. The schedule is pretty ridiculous. So, yeah, we'll get to the schedule and state of the program in a second. But I want to let the good folks know that the Kent State Golden Flashes season preview is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. It is your home for NFL and college football. MyBookie's got a $100,000 NFL super contest going on. Only a $15 entry, and they're offering buy 2 entries, get 1 free. MyBookie also accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to MyBookie.ag, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers there. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. College football is back and better than ever on Rhythm. Last year to start the season, Rhythm was 16-4 ATS its first 2 weeks, up 11.6 units. Rhythm has also introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Look, track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win $1,000. Get your free 7-day trial period today. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. All right. We are back, and Kent State. We have a lot to talk about this next little segment here. So they have Dick's Stadium, state of the program. You got Dick Stadium. You got legendary players that have played on it. And I mean legendary fucking players that have played on it. And coaches as well. You have an enrollment of over 20,000 students, right? I mean, shit. If you include the grad students, you're over like 33,000 students. Someone's got to explain to me why the fuck I almost feel like the administration does not want them to be successful in football. That's the way I feel. Because you have too much history with the game of football to be this bad. I don't like you look at other schools that are even the mid-major ranks that have this type of history. They lean into it. I don't understand. I just don't understand why they are in this predicament. Dick Stadium, 56 years young. I was going to give it a 7 because it's outdoors and it's in Ohio, but I feel like they should lead into it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad stadium. I would do some things differently, but yeah, it's not a bad stadium. I'm giving it a 6. Get out to a game. Kent State football needs you, folks. You see that empty ass crowd? They need you because I don't get it. This is a stadium that's, yeah, like I said, fucking Jack Lambert played on this damn field. All right. I just don't get the state of the program right now. So, yeah, it's pretty wild to me that there is like you have Nick Saban as an alum and he coached, right? Didn't he? I think he was a position coach there. Lou Holtz played there. Lambert, Julian Edelman. Like there's just so many historical players like that. You wouldn't be able to tell the story of football without some of these guys. And I don't understand why they don't have this thing called Saban Field or Holtz Field and have a goddamn statue on every corner of their history and invest more into their history. Because then that would then, I think, A plus B equals C. I don't get it. The only thing I can say is that I feel like the administration is against the program because I remember when Sean Lewis was head coach there and he would talk about his budgets. I don't get it. I do not get it. So I'll give the stadium a 6, maybe 7 if you're give me a few whiskeys. But like it's not terrible. It's not a terrible stadium, but state of the program is 2. Because I just don't understand how you can get to this point when you have that rich of history, and you schedule stupid. That's what I'm saying. You're almost like using it as just a way. Hey, Power Fives will schedule us. We'll make money off that. Who cares about our program? But that's not right. All right, because you have a history. Man, I didn't even realize you had some better coaches too. Yeah, it's pretty damn pathetic there. But Kenny Burns, so they're 1-23 in the past 2 seasons. But it's not like they were not bowling and playing for a fucking MAC championship. What, 4 years ago? One of the best coaching jobs in the past decade probably is Sean Lewis doing that. They went to a MAC championship in 2012. So, I mean, you don't have to look that far back, but yeah, it's pretty stunning to me that the program can be in this spot where, I just feel like they should be better. So we'll see. We'll see if they can get back there. But let's get to this schedule because we got a pregame show going on in about 10 minutes here. Today, Kent State's lay at 7 against Merrimack. Watch out. In fact, I'll take the points. I will take the points in Merrimack, but I think CJ Montez might give you a shot to cover this thing. I will not bet this game, but I think CJ Montez is the most talented player on the field. All right, let's go 1-0. You're laying 7. 1-0. Kent State. Your win total, I'm just gonna get ahead of it, is 1.5. You head to Lubbock, Texas, and this is what I mean. They sabotage this shit. Sean Lewis had a year, I think his final year. He played at Georgia, at Oklahoma, and at Washington. 3 teams that have been in the college football playoffs multiple years, and teams that have won national championships in my lifetime. Every single team. Why would they do that to themselves? You notice, like, even Buffalo doesn't do that to themselves. Even, like, only a few schools you just see, like New Mexico State and UMass, historically would do that. Why are you doing that to yourself? I get it. You're trying to collect the check, but I don't get it, because you have a rich history and you should be competing for MAC championships, and you should be more of a respected program within the MAC. And I blame the administration there. That's got to be, they don't give a fuck. They're heading to Lubbock, Texas for the first time ever to take on Texas Tech, who's got the most expensive roster in college football this year. Them in what, Texas, right? Loss by 1,000. Stupid game. Next up. Oh, wait a second. You have Buffalo before that. I fucked that up. You have Buffalo before that. Did I forget to put the Buffalo slide? Yeah, you play. I'm sorry. You play at home to the Buffalo Bulls, who are a very good team in the MAC, as you saw on Thursday. So you go Texas Tech, then to one of the preseason favorites in the MAC, Buffalo, then to Tallahassee to take on Florida State. I mean, this is clear 1-3. And then it gets worse because you get a bye. Shout out to Nick Saban and his Kent State days. You come out of the bye and you head to Norman, Oklahoma. I mean, are you trying to give your team any chance of making a bowl? So yeah, that'll be 1-4. The good news is this next game is winnable. The bad news is you just went through a crazy body blow of 4 games right there. You're hosting UMass. Hopefully everyone's healthy, because this game is fucking winnable. Will I take you to win this game? No, I will not, because I think UMass is in better shape. So I got you at 1-5. Then you take on the Toledo Rockets in Toledo, Ohio. That's a terrible matchup for you. 1-6. And then Bowling Green comes to town. They looked all right the other night with Eddie George in his first game there. I don't really see you getting that one. So 1-7. Then you got a bye week. Look at the great Jack Lambert playing at Kent State. And this is where I remind you folks that the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long. Give it away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. Yeah, Underdog's got a brand new offer too for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor, the world's greatest sportsbook. Circa Las Vegas is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. Contest closes on September 6th, Saturday to September 6th. So get in now. All right, we are back, and Kent State is just one win, and boom, they're heading to Muncie. Not going to get Muncie out of the middle of nowhere. This is a winnable game. However, they lose. 1 win. Then they're hosting Akron, the Battle of the Wagon Wheel. Winnable. Not going to win this game. Then they're hosting Central Michigan. I thought this might be achievable until I watched Central Michigan just, take it to San Jose State last night. Loss. And then you head to DeKalb for the final time because Northern Illinois is going to the Mountain West. And I have you losing this fucking game. So I do have you with 1-4. win on the season. But if I'm being honest, and if you want to look at this thing from the over under is 1.5, and it's plus 30,000 to win the MAC, plus 5,000 to make the college football playoffs. Yeah. I do think they could win 3 games if everything bounces right. Merrimack, UMass, Ball State, or Akron. Right? I'm on the under though. I think if Merrimack beats you today, 0-12's on the table. Invest in your goddamn program, guys. I put together a slideshow on the way out. We got a pregame show in 4 minutes. We're through 136 fucking teams. All right. This is the college football experience. Kent State Golden Flashes. Honor your goddamn history. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7 old messages. 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Logic is leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my 2 ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and boy stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a pitch right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself.